Konnichiwa, my gamers, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today, guys, we are going to investigate that one person with Yelan. Yelan does not seem particularly reserved by Zella and decided to go down to the woods to speak to her and find out how well he is rated by others.
What's Polite doing here today?
Huh? I didn't see it.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that.
Is he a Miku Hasu fan in secret?
I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
Alright. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Oh lord, a trader who was noticing with the battle leaves. What the fuck?
Oh,
Just
what
happened?
are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
I got more than enough in my ass.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Jeremiah. Have you heard of him before?
Jerry? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Jerry never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Jerry right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Sure.
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Yelan. Come on, let's follow them and listen in.
Yeah.
Try not to let him see you. We want
wait.
this information to be as truthful as possible.
Was sneaky
I'll
in?
just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
We're just going to do a mission now.
I understand.
So,
Let's walk and talk.
okay. Oh, too close. Oh my god. You're too far away. What do we do?
You were
Go
looking
this
to
way!
buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
I know. What do you mean too far away? I'm just walking along so silently. I'm just trying to get to the point.
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
I'm not
Very
here.
thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
They turn around. I'm like, I don't like that. This is just time to sneak off. They're going that way.
Thank you very much,
cool.
Miss Yelan.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Jerry. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Is that it? Oh, okay, we're good.
Jerry seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Jerry's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Jerry because you want to be Tianchi yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, If I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Eh? What's happened? Oh, look. He is over there. Hey, Zhongli! Wait a minute, is this side quest? Oh, it's you two. We came to ask you about something! Would you mind waiting for a moment? I'm quite in the middle of something. What are you busy with? Speaking of which, do you think I've managed to return so quickly? What speed? Ah, Zhongli, are those your friends? They often come here to look for you. Oh yes, they are old acquaintances of mine. Splendid. Since the two of you are also here, could you help me persuade Zhongli to sell the Aqua Stone, please? Aqua Stone? Why would you want of those, boy? Do you not know? Aqua Stone is highly sought after now. It's not even a matter of price, for they're barely a super market. I was saying sort of usual today, and Zhongli dropped as usual too. Somehow we talk about my Through the Eye of the Dragon, one of my finest works, if they say so myself. I like to go over it from time to time. It is a good one, isn't it? Zhongli also said that my storytelling is superb. At first, I thought he was just an utterance gentleman who knows a lot about folks' cultures. But as it turns out, he's also well versed in history and mythology, so now I often trouble him with the various questions I got. Please, the show is all mine. To be so modest, you'll help you a lot, but come to think of it, the act of chatting is pleasurable only because you're taking the right person, Zhongli. For instance, it's a good chatting couple with many fantastic ideas, and to be honest, lots of fair fetish theories too. There was this one time when I told him, see my story to tell the X slaps cars out of magical walks, and then I don't know how they fought side by side across the four corners of the world. Isn't that just mesmerizing? Yes, he said, the story is true, asking to say some accurate ideas, according to some, but the ex-slappers may not have possessed the skill required to create such a work of craftsmanship. What a bummer. And what about another time when I told him about the event of Quid Village? He didn't bother that at all, saying it was too good to retrieve with some of transformation into a beautiful landscape. I wonder if to open knowledge can sift imagination. What a shame that someone as well cultured as Zhongli should fail to appreciate the ending of artistic creation. I can hardly object to your criticism. I shall keep that in mind. But your stories are always led by a wild imagination. I'll just point out what I noticed as an utterly lesbian and hope that it might be of use to you. Since storytelling requires a sharp mind, I'm sure a storyteller such as you can certainly understand where I'm coming from. Those are the heartfelt reaction from my devout audience member. You're right, I know your good intention. You want me to become the best storyteller in Lily Hole, right? Oh my god, I don't think you quite get it. Why are we talking about stories here? What has this guy to do with the aqua fucking stone? Oh yes, back on top. So I told Through the Eyes of a Dragon again the other day. Aren't you worried that your audience will get bored if you always tell that same fucking story? Some stories are worth being told time after time, forever and ever. His stories are meant to be told repeatedly. It takes time to create to take up with a new plot after all. See? Something really gets me. Anyway, the day of mine and the lady of the mining crew and work happens to pass by while I was telling the story. He told me. Well, did you know about the Chansium? There are tons of incredible beautiful stones when we found this place. Such stones have a thing incredibly still. You can find them somewhere in the Law and Wind Tunnel in the Chasm. What did he say? I think tunnel is the word he uses, right? You could probably say that shit. The chasm must be quite the mysterious place, if even someone as well traveled as Zhongli has ever been there. I guess that got to be because no one was allowed to go in until recently when mining operated resumed, but I only heard about it from others. Yes, indeed. The miner said that the stone survey for the tunnel, no one knows who built it. All the notes in the tunnel made it forward are created by someone dragging something colossal down. The shape of it is the most awe-inspiring apparently. Some say that the place might have perhaps been an ancient battlefield. But who fought there? We may never know, so I thought that the Vexavus and Asia could have fought there. Actually, I've been working on a new story lately. It's been nice if I could put this plot into it, so I thought. So I invited John over to ask this idea. And to my surprise, he's in the purpose of the Archon stone. He said he probably found the merchandise at the market. He got good taste, and he wouldn't miss a true treasure. I was thinking that the stone could make an ideal treatment to the story. So if Zhongli does objects, I'd like to purchase the stone at the mentors. Zhongli, are you really gonna sell him the fucking stone? Yes. Till is a story stone, and I enjoy the stories very much. It's my pleasure to be able to compare to his creation. That said, if I sold the stone, it will undermine the credibility of the story, as he had discussed before. It looks like a seal actually underground. According to experts, there are many caves and mines in the chasm. It would be a constant destruction to people there, and Ashura really held seal there. Would Lexington not have considered that? That makes sense! You're right, perhaps would have done something so careless. Yep, that's a good point. To be honest, I wanted to exchange my favorite folding fan for Zhongli's Archon stone. Huh? There was an illusion on it! I love to have fan in hands while telling through the eyes of the dragon. Upon is the dawn, a dragon soaring into the skies. Its body frees the roam the world, and it spits underboard to aim high. It's an inspiring view. Wow! That sort of fan's really fucking real! You know, even paimon wants to jerk it now! Oh shit! Don't we have an Archon stone too? Really? Then would you mind give it to me? You can have my falling fan. Well, I have a word. The Archon stone is precious indeed, and your falling fan is also a work of art. I will advise against exchanging as you would ordinary goods. If you say so. Actually, you know, I have more than one such fan. Your duration of the on them, and in a way make them special. Everyone who enjoys your storytelling will rejoice if you will give me such a gracious little shitty gift. Really? You're right. I actually end up finding the divine listening who understands my stories. And I couldn't ask for more than that, could I? To be honest, I made them fans so I could one day give them to mind the audience. And for service as the audience, so we're always meant to be yours. Please, wait here for me to fetch them. Are we really gonna do that? Audience to the 10 quickly fetch 2 of those of us called. And you're something with such audience, so you're always meant to be yours. Please wait here for me to fetch them. Can I really keep these? Of course, you are my audience and take your word to this present. Besides, I made several such fans, so don't worry, I'll just take it. And Zhongli, there are no need for you to fall in love with me either. I'll just a handmade fan. I hope it's not too much to give for you. I gladly take it, thank you. It is work indeed. It is truly something worth treasuring. Alright? Alright! Actually, we can actually about something. Can we talk to you for a moment? Oh, have I taken too much of your time? Oh dear, well then please go ahead. There's no need to apologize. There's no need to fucking apologize. You have my gratitude. He looks pissed at the same time. Zhongli! We had the chasm? And you saved us too, didn't you? Thank you. Sha also said that he would have been able to escape without your help. Oh, did he say so? Holy shit. How times fly if it has learned to open up to others. So what were you doing at the chasm? Was I at the chasm? How curious. I must admit that that was the first time that I'm hearing of such a thing. Huh? Stop playing, dumbass! Why would I play dumbass? The fan is a high quality indeed. Zhongli! Now that I'm on vacation, I'm just taking my time to walk around. I say that anything I want into the happiness of fate, for which I shall take no credit. Time to think of it, it's nice to travel to a different place to witness many things in the face world. They always bring old memories back. Do you miss the past? Not at all. I'm a mortal now. And being mortal means living in the present. A dragon soared into the sky and born free to roam the world, and a spirit unbound to aim high. Most inspiring indeed. And what was the power of the four corners of the world, and much to marvel at amongst mountains and water. I believe I must travel still more in the future. That's just funny to walk into that side quest all of a sudden, even though it's by accident. Okay, now that we're here, what's going on?
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Hi, Uncle Son! Hey!
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Oh, we're here to ask you about something.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Jeremiah, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake fake identity without batting an eyelid.
Shh, don't yell out, lady.
Ah, yes, Jerry. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Which
Everywhere
is
they go,
not.
they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Aye. So let's ask this guy, Uncle who?
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for 1 or 3 for 1,000.
Ooh, that's a good thing about it.
You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Okay, don't sound sus, woman.
Wow, she switched identity again.
Yep.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
No.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jeremiah who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
So is it gonna be like these people, like one of those two?
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Like how she talks to the kid like that.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
Oh my god, it's a light I saw, but it seems to have made his day.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jeremiah?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Jeremiah. For example, I can't remember.
Oh my god.
Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes!
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jer-E?
Oh yeah, I know that! It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Jer-E in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Jer-E stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Yes, I heard it.
Strange? What was strange about it? Jer-E seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jer-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jer-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jer-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Someone's helping him.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Jer-E about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jer-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jer-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
Okay, back upstairs with the same guy? Or we don't know. Okay.
Jer-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Don't worry,
Whatever else Uncle
Paimon.
Tian might think of Jer-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Oh, let's sit down. Okay, let's sit and look at this carefully.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
We're doing something, Paimon. Okay, let's read the top to bottom. Chapter C. Due to diversity factors, Sea Storm has become stronger in recent years. I suggest we set a special episode onto the detail of sea monsters. We should consider the following. Coverage issues related to coastal defense. Okay, now read the walk next. Much of Lewis folks suggests that the Rex Lapis left a great deal of weather in the mountains of Luria. However, due to the obstacles intentionally, the operate at the Chancia Mini Patek has been called off. The book of the Black's Clifford has been idle near the Golden House for a long time now. They should be giving first review in a suitable project aside. Covers mining, teleculture, and world exploration. Oh, and roads. The treacherous terror around 100 stone falls in Jersey Peak means they aren't have great transport links. The sheer mountains peak are currently only been road bridges. They are dangerous to walk on and wholly unsuited to the transportation of goods. Their areas are rich in the metals herd and ore deposits. Building a road network around the mountains would be benefits for everyone. Covers plan to build roads and bridges. Now stop reading.
All this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
And the way you like to be when you turn around, that's kind of creepy, woman.
Let's take a break.
Let's talk to her.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Qianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
to validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that. Paimon's starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
Oh, I see you too.
So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
Yes.
We still have a bit left.
You finished reading the manifesto with Yelan. That was quick.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheongshu Pool redevelopment plan.
What's that? Oh,
Cheongshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground.
I mean, I've been off camera.
At some point, a rumor
For
began
chess.
to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheongshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Jeremiah-Kun's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
the walk chapter.
Oh yeah! Jerry said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Jeremiah wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Cheongshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Jerry's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Jerry? Is there another side to him too?
Maybe. Okay, this is completely different.
Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Yeah, let's go. There's only one clue so far. Okay, nothing of note happened today. Nothing to happen today. Payday. Those who could join. Can't believe people are willing to join at a time like this. One nuker is very skilled. He get mad at the team leader. Nothing of note happened today.
What's this? A diary?
Kind of a weird
From the
one.
back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Cheongshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jeremiah recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Okay. Oh, some questions for you, boy.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something?
No.
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Yeah, surely. Yelan takes you to the quieter place.
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious.
I see footprints.
Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt
Yeah.
they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
Yeah, sure thing. Now, follow them, we go this way, down, and then we see in the arrow.
That way! Hurry, we gotta catch up!
We're going! Oh my god, paimon! So, more footprints, more footprints. I don't see any. More footprints. Okay, where's these two?
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about that.
Maybe, but is it going to where I think they're going to?
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Oh, I kind of felt something is off about that. So follow the footprints. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute! They actually went this way! I see where they're going! They went this way! They're lying.
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
Another one inside. We have to do some clues, so... Who tell on the case? So that's one. It looks like there are things to fight here, but it's hard to say for certain. This was the work of a professional, but who? Okay, one clue down. Next clue is the camp. Burnout fire. Okay, a fire that burned south. Something was buried here not long ago. Okay, that's number 2 clue found. Now, compassion mud, that's number 3. These strips of dirt were likely made by a bamboo beat. Matt, that means someone slipped here, but the bamboo mat is nowhere to be seen now. Okay, what's the last one? Is it actually outside? Oh, it is. Okay. You found a fresh fruit pie in a pile of leaves. It seems like someone was here seriously, but you can't find them any more clues. It was only 4 clues from the mission said.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where a trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jer-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
I smell a very gentle fragrance.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind.
The fatui.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Oh,
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
who's that?
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague.
Oh.
I sent him to look into Jer-E's regular contacts. Since Jer-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Juri before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Juri once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Oh.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions?
Okay. Cashin went ahead when they meet.
Not a bad idea. Upe, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Juri, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yohai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Yeah, sure thing. Alright guys, I'm gonna end there. Like and subscribe and I'll see you later. Sayonara.